I am Sridhar Nagargoje. Today we are discussing about our second poem, Indian Weavers. The poet of this poem is Sarojini Naidu. We begin with icebreakers. Artisans are called craftsmen. They are creators of diverse goods. They use their hands to create unique, functional and decorative items using traditional and techniques and skills. We know India has a rich tradition of doing things by hands, craftsmen. There are different types of artisans. For example, goldsmith, woodwork, pottery, leather, jute, shell, brass, bamboo and cane product. It is created in West Bengal. Jewelry, most of the jewelry things are happened in our Maharashtra in Kolhapur, and Kolhapuri chappal, the leather. Let's play a game. This game is very simple. I will read half of the sentence and you tell the remaining one. For example, one who weaves is a weaver. So next sentence you have to complete it. One who sings a song. Singer, right? One who teaches is a teacher, right? One who plays game in a player. One who cooks is a cooker? No, cook. We have often seen the picture of Mahatma Gandhi spinning on his charkha. So what are the reasons behind this? One reason is given in our English Yuva Bharati, to give rural people opportunity to earn their child livelihood. And other reasons are there. It is a symbol of constructive program. Next, it represents Swadeshi, self-sufficiency. It is also a network of cotton growers, carders, weavers, distributors and users. That is the symbol of charkha. Sarojini Naidu is a well-known poet of India. She was a political activist, feminist and first woman who became the president of Indian National Congress. She is known as Nightingale of India. Later she became a governor of United Province in 1947. Most of her poems are based on the Indian tradition and customs, Indian folks, Indian rich culture and the craftspeople. This poem, Indian Weavers, it is a full of Indianness. It has a full of Indianness. It is a very small poem, only 3 stanzas and 4 lines each stanza. Total, the length of the poem is only 12 lines. Poet talks about 3 types of garments and that waves at 3 particular time of the day. Each stanza of the poem represents the 3 important events of human life. And what are the 3 important events of the life? That is a birth, childhood, young adulthood and the death, that is the end of the life. The first stanza, Indian Weavers. Weavers, weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wing of Helson wild, we wave the robes of a newborn child. In every stanza we will find first 3 lines are the question asked by the poet and the last 4th line is answer given by the weavers. Weavers, weaving at the break of day, early in the morning, that is a dawn, not in the late in the morning but early in the morning, that we call break of the day. Weavers, weaving at the break of a day, why do you wave a garment so gay? Gay means very happy, very cheerful. Why you are weaving this garment, the cloth, with cheerfulness, with a happy mood? Why do you wear garments so gay? blue as the wing of the Helson Wild, because you are weaving the clothes. It's very beautiful. It is blue, and the wing of Helson Wild. Helson Wild. Helson name of the bird, that is kingfisher. In Marathi we can say khandyal. And its color is blue, and blue color is a very beautiful color. So why do you weave the garments so gay? That color is very blue and wing like as wing of Helson Wild or kingfisher's bird. And the answer of this question is given by the weavers. We wave the robes of a newborn child. Yes, we are preparing, we are weaving this garment for the newborn child. That's why we are happy. Blue as the wing of Helson Wild. And the figures of speech of blue as the wing of a Helson Wild. This poem is a directly comparison of the bird Helson with a blue color, and it is that comparison is a direct comparison, and it is comparison used as. That's why the figures of speech of this line is a simile. When we compare anything directly and by using as or like, that is a simile. Weavers weaving at a fall of night, why do you weave a garment so bright? Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green, we wave the marriage veils of a queen. Again, the first three lines, it is in the form of question, and the fourth line is the answer of the above question. Weavers weaving at a fall of a night. Fall of a night, at the night time, you are weaving. Why do you weave a garment so bright? Your garment is so bright, so beautiful, like as plumes of a peacock, purple and green. Plumes means soft feather, and we know the peacock's feather is very beautiful. Like the plumes of a peacock, purple and green. The color of the feather, that is a purple and green, and that is so beautiful, and the plume is a very soft feather. And the answer is given by the weavers. We wave the marriage veils of a queen. Oh, this is a very beautiful and a bright garment, and we are weaving because this is a very special garment, and that is used for a marriage ceremony, and that is a veil of a queen. In the first stanza, Sarojini Naidu describes about the childhood and describes about the morning, early in the morning or the dawn. This time is the night time, and she is talking about the second stage of the human life, that is adulthood. But this stage is very important because this is very energetic. We wave the marriage veils of a queen. Actually, veils of a queen means that is a cloth that can used for covering. We call in Marathi ghungat, and that is a special created by the weavers. Again, the third line, like the plumes of peacock, purple and green. This is a simile, again direct comparison of plumes of peacock with the purple and green color, which is a last and third stanza. Weavers weaving solemn and still, what do you wave in the moonlight chill? White as feathers and white as a cloud, we wave a dead man's funeral shroud. This is the last stanza, and this is the third step of human being. And again, the poet is asked these three lines in the form of question. Weavers weaving solemn and still, you are very quiet, you are very calm, you are very still, we are very serious, solemn, very serious and still. What do you wave in the moonlight chill? And in the late in the night, it is very chill, it is very frost, it is very cold, and in that moonlight, what you are waving? In the first and second stanza, the question begins with why, but here the question begins with what. What do you wave in the moonlight chill? White as a feathers and white as a cloud. And this cloth, these garments color is not any purple, not any green, not any blue, but it is very clear, and it is white as feathers and white as a cloud. We wave a dead man's funeral shroud. Shroud means a cloth which is used to wrap the dead person or a dead body. We wave the dead man's funeral shroud, and we are preparing these clothes for the human dead body, not like as human, and it is a funeral shroud. The third line, white as a feathers and white as a cloud. Again, it is a direct comparison and a simile, because white, the feather is compared with white cloth. Poetic devices. Just we have discussed about the simile. Every stanza, direct comparison is there, so simile is used. Metaphor. The metaphorically some ideas are described in this poem. The daytime compared with the stage of the life, and there are three daytimes. The first, break of the day, means early in the morning dawn, that is a newborn child. Fall of the night, that is a young adult or a marriage time. And moonlight chill, that is a death. Visual imagery is used in the whole poem. The halcyon in the bright blue color, and the color is used, and the blue color is a symbolize or it is a symbol of loyalty and something that is a beautiful and precious. This stage is full of happiness, full of freshness, hope and beauty, most attractive color, because this is the beginning of the life, and in the beginning of the life everyone is happy to celebrate the birth of a child. Freshness is there, hope is there, and beauty, and also a attractive color mentioned in the first stanza. The second stanza, the purple and green, both colors are compared with the plumes of peacock, that is symbolize the sorrow and happiness mixture, green and purple. Youth is a golden time of the life, because at the marriage time the human life is a very energetic, very enjoyable and very attractive. So that is visual imagery. And the last stage of the life, that is a white, that is a colorless, lifeless and emotionless also, because when the life comes to end or life ends, at that time we use the shroud to wrap the body. Symbolism is used in the whole poem. Again, a rhyme scheme. There are three stanzas. In the first stanza, rhyme scheme is AABB. Second stanza, CCDD. And third stanza, EEFF. Again, in this poem, you will find the alliteration, a repetition of the sound, weavers, weaving, such type of words are used there. In the whole poem, we will find Sarojini Naidu. She has used the Indianness in the whole poem. And the marriage time in India, it is generally at the evening time, and she compared the three stages of the life with the three different garments that is used. Again, she is used the weavers. This is a common the profession or common craftsman in India, and it focuses Swadeshi. She focused that we have to take the clothes from the people who are good in crafts, good in weaving, because they have their skill and tradition. And again, in pre-independence Indian struggle movement, at that time the Swadeshi was there, and we boycott of the foreign clothes and foreign factories and foreign goods also. So it advocates the Swadeshi, and it gives the importance of the Indian weavers. So in this poem we have learned these all things. Thank you.